Record. Okay, welcome. For those who, oh, can you hear me now, Dr. Famous? Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and start. Let me just, for those who don't know me, I am Sarah. I am the nutritional therapist here at Ocean Rock Wellness. And if you don't know much about Ocean Rock Wellness, we are a functional medicine-based practice here in Bermuda. It was co-founded by Dr. Famous, Dr. Pete Talbot. There are functional medicine doctors, and Beth Hollis, who's a physiotherapist. And then I make up the fourth component of the team, and I do nutritional therapy. We do functional testing and then apply holistic practices for wellness solutions. Part of my job is to see patients who have already gone through testing with the doctors. So often when people come to see me, they would have done, we have some kind of clinical insight into what their imbalances are and what their goals are. And then we can tailor nutrition for that. Now, I also see clients coming off the street, so anyone can come see me. You don't have to go through the doctors. And in that case, I do a bit of my own analysis and look for imbalances that can support well-being goals. So that's a bit about me and how I work. Now, it just so happens I also love cooking, and I love the aspect of using nutrition to support, and cooking to support goals, health goals. Next slide. Oh, there we go. The basics. I see the kitchen as a nutrition lab. Not only is it an amazing place to share time with family, but it is how we can apply science, nature, and kind of creative expression all in one place. So I encourage you every time you are in your kitchen to see it as a bit of a nutrition lab. It might change your perspective on how you prepare, what you prepare, and your perspective of food. The benefits of preparation. Everybody's busy, and I don't love the word busy, but it is quite straightforward. Often we're in and out of the house from sunup to sundown. Full-time jobs, parents, commuting, socializing, and tons of different aspects of life mean we have less time. When we have less time, we make impulse decisions. We make decisions because they are convenient, and they don't always have our best health interests at heart. And so the benefits of preparation is that we can support our goals, we can save money, and little efforts go a long way. Now, my idea of meal prep is not, and our idea of meal prep is not necessarily what most people think about meal prep. Most people, we know meal prep as maybe bodybuilders or doing it for physical appearance. And I always, when I started to learn of the concept of meal prep, would think of dried chicken breasts and broccoli packed for an entire week in plastic containers, sat in a fridge. And I always veered away from that idea. I liked fresh food. So I encourage you to not necessarily think that way. What it is it's preparation. It's small steps. What are your goals? What are your blind spots? Where do you need support? And to begin there. And that's how I see meal prep is very personalized. Okay, how to meal prep, the basics, small steps. We can get quite overwhelmed if we take on an entire day of cooking for an entire week of eating. So I encourage you to begin your meal prep journey with just picking one thing that you could focus on. And smaller steps are better for implementation. Once we see the results and how they can impact our well-being, say making a salad dressing once a week, you start to gain momentum, and it's the motivation to keep going and to build on that success, and that's proven. Each individual will have their own method and their own needs. We do very personalized nutrition here. So we don't do diets or necessarily meal plans that are very mainstream. We look at what your goals are and what your imbalances are. And each person, again, will be different. So when it comes to meal prep, that should be reflected in what you're preparing. I'll take a few examples. For someone who may have rheumatoid arthritis, it might be a good idea when they're looking to increase their healthy fats and reduce in omega-3s and reduce their refined fats and refined oils. They may want to go with something like making a salad dressing once a week with a good quality olive oil, lemon juice, and herbs. That could be for them. Now, someone who's looking at maybe they've got diabetes or a metabolic condition or looking to reduce weight, their meal prep might be focused more on good quality protein options and vegetables. So making meal prep adaptable to you and not just saying, okay, I need to prepare breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 5 days, but instead say, okay, what is it I'm focusing on and how can I then support it with preparation? So that is how I would say to make it personalized and focused. What are your goals? And what sort of method do you need to align with those goals? If you are looking to support immune system, your goal could be to chop up a bunch of colorful fruits and vegetables and have them in the fridge. So start small. Snacks. Okay, this is a big area, and in nutrition clinic, I see snacks as an area where most people are derailed. It is quite normal, and we've become accustomed to see snack as a bit of a luxury or a time where we treat ourselves. Snacking often occurs at around 10 a.m., around 3 p.m., and around 9 p.m. Now, the 10 a.m. is often because of low energy or it's just habitual. You've developed that habit at 10 a.m. to kind of want something, whether you're bored or you're just used to that 10 a.m. 3 p.m. is when most people will get an energy low, and we can prevent that at lunchtime. But 3 p.m. is often looking to boost mood and energy, and then again, it's habitual. Once you start that, it's quite hard to break that habit. It's seen as a comfort. And at 3 p.m. when you do get that low, a lot of people will use it as a time to get a sweet treat. So they might have a very healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but if their snack is seen as a sweet treat, it's quite derailing, because what it'll do is it'll spike your blood sugar, and then you'll crash again. And then come dinner time, it's not willpower, but you'll be craving carbohydrates and quick sources of fuel. So snack time is a great way to, or approaching snack time and seeing it as a way to add nutrients. It's an added opportunity to add nourishment and to make it functional. Are you looking to lose weight? Then you should be looking for a snack that balances blood sugar. Are you looking to increase your protein intake or developing muscle mass? Then that's your thing. If it's immune support, then you should be looking for colorful fruits and vegetables paired with a good quality of maybe fat or protein. So seeing snack time, and snacks are a great place to start. Again, most people have it down when it comes to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But snacks are a time where they might pop out to the store, or they might go with some friends and look in someone else's drawer at work and see what they have. So what I recommend for meal prep around snack time is picking a snack or 1 to 2 snacks, and if you work, keeping it in a work fridge or a work drawer. If you're on the go, having things that can go in your purse or in your work bag. in your car, in your bike seat, anything like that. So some ideas that you could prepare in advance. Right now it's a season of clementines or Christmas oranges, baby oranges. They store well, they peel, they're quick, they're easy, they're on the go, they're rich in vitamin C, and they're a good portion size when it comes to fruit. So maybe at the beginning of the week you buy a bag of clementines, and there's often 10 to 12 in there, so that'll last you easily a week. And then pairing it with maybe a protein or a healthy fat to slow the release of those sugars into the bloodstream. So something like pumpkin seeds. So that would be a great place to start. A small change would be to prepare a week worth of snacks. And all you should do is pick up a bag of pumpkin seeds, either dry roasted or lightly salted, and a bag of clementines. Pop those in a work fridge or work desk, and that's one way. If you also have a morning snack, maybe you could then do olives and carrots in the afternoon, and your clementine in the morning. We have got in the picture here that you can see, we have done SIBO-friendly almond or coconut balls, and we pair it with vitamin C rich orange and a cup of tea. And the recipe for that is on our blog. If you go to our website, oceanrockwellness.com, under blog, it's a few posts down. But you can keep those in the freezer. So you could keep them in your work freezer, and you could have 2 with an orange or tangerine. That's an idea as well. So we've made it quite functional, and that's SIBO friendly. So for people who have got bacterial imbalances, that would be an appropriate afternoon snack. And that's where it comes down to personalizing your meal prep, is picking something that works for you. And if you don't know what your goals are or what your imbalances are, and you don't feel great, you don't know where to start, come and see me for a nutritional therapy appointment. Okay, we have put together top tips from our functional medicine team. Here you've got a picture of a salad. It looks really colorful. All it is a salad dressing that had been prepared in advance for good quality oils, smoked salmon, wild smoked salmon, and spinach. 3 components make up a really functional meal. So keeping it simple. We don't have to cook, or you don't have to put together meals every night, but having components that you can assemble is a really good way to prepare as well. So here we've got leafy, non-starchy vegetables, and we encourage our clients and our patients to fill half their plate with non-starchy vegetables. So incorporating lots of greens and having a few different varieties of greens in your fridge is a great way to prepare. Then we've added a protein, which is also it's a wild smoked salmon, so it's very pigmented, and that's got lots of antioxidants. But smoked salmon, you've prepared in advance, but you haven't had to cook it. You can just throw it together. And then we've done a salad dressing. Now I do want to talk about salad dressings. Oh, actually I'll do that in a moment. So simple, keep it simple. Just assembling meals, you don't need to cook. A half plate non-starchy vegetable for adults, a source of protein, good quality fat, and a carbohydrate if you wish. Cook once, eat twice. So on a Sunday, what you could do is prepare a few things. You could do a tray of roasted butternut squash or cauliflower, and then you could have it throughout your meals for lunches throughout the week. If it was a soup, you could have a few days of soups for lunch or for dinner. So if you do cook, make sure you're making enough for a few days. Make it adaptable. So one of the biggest things we see is mums will come into clinic, and mums often take on the role of nurture. They're caregivers, whether it's for friends, kids, but they just have this nurture kind of personality. And so what they do is they prioritize everyone else's needs over their own. They look for what their husbands will eat and or their wives, and they will look for what their kids will eat or whoever they're cooking for. And they often say, I'm quite fed up because by the time I've fed everyone else, I don't want to prepare a meal for myself. Well, really, you shouldn't have to. Making it adaptable means making one component that everyone could have, and then whether putting the quantities or different variables. An example of that is you could, on a Sunday night dinner, you could do a bolognese, whether it's a lentil bolognese for plant protein, or whether it is a mushroom bolognese, or chicken, lamb, anything. You can make a bolognese. For your kids, you could put it with brown rice or whatever pasta. And for you, if you're really looking to increase your nutrient intake and reduce your carbohydrates, you could put it with spaghetti squash or zucchini. So making things that everyone can have, and maybe you have different components around that, such as noodles. Or if it's burger night and your husband wants a burger, or your wife wants a burger if you're the cook, you could do good quality burgers prepared in advance, turkey burgers, lentil burgers, or good quality grass-fed beef burgers. And some people could have it with buns, and other people could have it on a bed of salad or a bed of spinach. So making things adaptable. Don't overwhelm yourself. Meal prep is not set in stone. It's completely based, or it should be completely based on what you need. And when I say it's not set in stone, it's not prepare 5 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Often we get overwhelmed by that and then frustrated. And if you're already short on time, you're probably quite exhausted as well. So overwhelming yourself, you'll probably end up quite frustrated. That is meant to say food storage. So some tips on food storage. Carrots are abundant at all the farmers markets right now in Bermuda and in the grocery store. A food storage tip for carrots are to chop them in advance. You could scrub them if you'd like. I don't peel them, but I would wash them well, chop them, and keep them in cold water in a container in the fridge. They'll stay crispy. When you're ready to either snack on them with some maybe tapenade or avocado or hummus, they'll be ready. Or if you wanted to steam them or throw them in a roast pan. When it comes to leafy greens such as kale and herbs, to keep fresh in the fridge and to have them readily available for meals, I would make a kitchen cloth or paper towel quite damp, and then roll up whatever your greens are. And that's how they stay quite fresh. If it is maybe a bunch of Swiss chard or kale or bok choy or herbs, something that's not in a bag or box. And grocery shopping. Grocery shopping tips would be, don't buy what you don't want in the house. From a budget perspective, prioritize. A few boxes of greens, colorful vegetables. Frozen fruits are a great idea, and frozen vegetables are as well. We often think of frozen fruit and vegetables as not a good idea or not nutritious. And actually, they have been picked and frozen within usually 1 day of being picked. So they retain their nutrients very well, especially compared to everything that's being imported into Bermuda. So frozen peas are great. Waitrose does great at Supermart on Front Street, does great frozen spinach bulbs that you could put into sauces or stews or smoothies. So frozen fruits, frozen vegetables, and then you could do fresh. Other grocery shopping tips would be look for easy things that you can not necessarily prepare but have in the fridge ready. That would be good quality sardines, maybe tuna, canned tuna or canned salmon. It would be smoked salmon. It might be prepared hummus, something like that. And then how you are formulating your plate when grocery shopping. If you're looking for, if you have plant-based eaters in your house or who you're buying for, canned chickpeas and beans are a good idea. You would want to get a good quality BPA-free can. Eden Organic is a great one at both Lindo's and Supermart. So that would be grocery shopping. Now, my favorite, and this I can sincerely say is something I do every week, is to make 1 to 2 different salad dressings. And it would be, besides snack time, it would be my #1 recommendation if you wanted to jump into kind of the idea of preparation. And the reason is that salad dressings can be some of the most nutrient-dense things we can create for ourselves. You can combine good quality oils. Organic extra virgin olive oil is amazing. You can have really health beneficial things like red onion and garlic and ginger. Red onion and garlic, great rich sources of sulfur, which is great for detoxification, antimicrobial, immune support, lots of fresh herbs, which would have antioxidants, gun herb garden. You could do raw honey. I love passion fruit raw honey. Lemon, rich in vitamin C, and you can flavor it with lemon zest or orange zest. Sea salt, pepper. And the reason I would prioritize something like a mason jar vinaigrette is it can be, again, incredibly beneficial. But the idea of a store-bought is often using lots of ingredients, sometimes yeast extracts, preservatives, and the oils. It's quite difficult to get good quality oil, especially when we want to favor omega-3 rich oils. Most salad dressings will use different oils such as soy, canola, and often GMO. So if you are buying a salad dressing, then I would go with an organic olive oil where possible, such as Bragg's. Amy's is an organic variety. They still use, I believe it's canola oil. So a mason jar vinaigrette is a great idea. We're going to post a recipe for this on our blog later this afternoon if you wanted to try that. And all you need is a mason jar or an old jam jar. And then go ahead and put in oil, some sort of acidity, whether it's apple cider vinegar or lemon. Sweeten it with your choice, raw honey or orange juice. Flavor it with fresh herbs, parsley, basil, cilantro, or dried herbs. Lemon zest and orange zest. If you're using zest, I often suggest buying organic citrus because you're taking that skin off and you don't want extra pesticides. And then red onion, green onion, shallots, delicious as well. And so that would be, I think, I've put this as an example because I think if you're going to start with meal prep, this and snack time are great places to start. Other places to start would be, well, first of all, look where your blind spots are. Where do you struggle? Is it a breakfast because you're out the door quite quickly, in which case, what could you prepare? Could you do pre-done smoothie bags in the freezer with greens and herbs, flax seeds, splash in some almond milk and maybe some berries? That could be. If breakfast is also you and you don't even have time for a smoothie, you could do something like a frittata bake. Frittatas are great. Using good quality eggs. Organic eggs would be rich in omega-3s and choline, which is great for brain development and getting good source of omega-3. So frittata you could include, you could bake it in a brownie tin, or you could do muffin tins if you prefer. But you could do that in advance. And you could all do this on a Sunday morning. Incorporate it into your meals on Sunday already. So if you're preparing a breakfast for the week, maybe make a frittata on a Sunday, enjoy it, and then you've got extras for the week. And if it was something like you were making a bolognese, maybe enjoy bolognese on a Sunday night and make extras. And yes. Now, I want to go back to making it personalized, focused and personalized nutrition. Because I do have one strong recommendation, and that is making homemade chicken noodle soups or chicken soups. That is a really economical way to incorporate vegetable and protein and fresh vegetables. You can buy a organic Waitrose chicken from the supermarket on Front Street for about $25, and that would last about 10 meals once you turned it into a soup. So that's a really economical way. It would store well, and you can also freeze it for the following week. And making it personalized. So if you're looking to boost your immune system, then you would also want to focus on gut health. If you're also looking at gut health, then it would be great to incorporate. It would be rich in collagen, and it's got bone broth, which is amazing to heal the gut lining and to repair the epithelial cell lining. And what you could do is use onions, celery, fresh Bermuda carrots with a bit of olive oil or ghee. Saute that down. You could use the chicken meat. You would boil out the broth. And so it's a bag of carrots and onion, celery, maybe some kale, and a chicken. So 5 ingredients made into 10 meals. That is a great way. And again, personalizing it. So that would be great for someone looking for this time of year, warming dinners, easy dinners. And it would be someone who is looking for immune support, good quality lean protein, and then maybe gut support as well. Along the lines of chicken soup is, I had a client who, she's a mum, and she was making lots of meals for everyone else in her family. And she was going along with it. And unfortunately, her health goals were being derailed because she was focusing on them. She wanted to ensure that her husband was getting enough. And so he always wanted to add lots of carbohydrates, so rice. So making a pot of rice or preparing some extra stuff on a Sunday is a great idea as well. So for her, what I asked for her dinners were to be half plate non-starchy veg, which he would do as well. She would have a great source of protein, which he would as well. And then her carbs, I wanted her to look at having her carbs to about 1/3 of a cup at night. And she thought that would be difficult because she needed to meet her husband's needs as well, which he wanted lots of potatoes and rice. And so the easy solution would be to make a pot of rice on a Sunday. And when she made her dinners, make the same thing for him, and then just add a scoop of rice onto his plate. And so if that's the case, it could work for you. Okay, we're about a half hour in. So now is how you can implement meal planning or meal preparation. Make a plan. And one that aligns with your schedule and your goals. So I would start small. Look at what your blind spots are. Is it breakfast? Is it snack time? Is it lunches? And what's your schedule like? What's your budget like? Once you kind of know what what are the barriers? Once you kind of know these things, create a plan and start small. Maybe it's your snacks you're going to address. Maybe it's planning some lunches. Maybe it's making one chicken soup to start. That is how I encourage you to start now. If you don't know if you're totally overwhelmed still, or you don't know what you want to focus on, or you don't know how to focus your nutrition, you maybe have wrapped your head around the concept of meal planning but don't know what you should be focusing on for your own needs, then come and see us for a nutritional therapy consultation. We can look at what foods you should focus on, what nutrients you could boost, whether it's micro and macronutrients. And so we can personalize your nutrition and put together a plan of how you can begin making your life a little more easy, seamless, and crowding out the bad with all the really good stuff in a really approachable, simple way. I think that is it for today. Yes. So thank you very much. I hope today gave you a bit of inspiration, whether it's to make some salad dressing, prepare some smoothie ingredients, a frittata, or even just getting to the grocery store and picking up some fresh ingredients. I encourage you to come see us for a nutritional therapy consultation. I think it's great to have a new perspective every once in a while, get new inspiration, to streamline where your focus should be, so that you can kind of implement that. And what we also do then is, you know, most people know what foods they should be focusing on, but it's actually implementing that and making it consistent. So we work on the behavior side too. We look at breaking down barriers. Meal prep is one of them, and kind of what's stopping you from implementing what you want to implement. So that is all for today, and have a great rest of your day. Oh, if you'd like to book, please call our front desk, 295-5100. Again, my name is Sarah White. I'm the nutritional therapist here at Ocean Rock. And I would love to see you in clinic. Have a great day.